And welcome back. And we're continuing our conversation with Senior Superintendent Edward Broster and Woman Corporal Hortense Hernandez. We spent a lot of time talking about some of the preventative measures in terms of protecting your children from abduction and other atrocities that take place. But now we're moving into one of the recent campaigns being initiated by the Belize Police Department. Let's talk about why the decision was made to create B.L.A.C.K.
Well, the decision to do B.L.A.C.K. is the fact that we have a lot of young black youth on the south side killing each other and so forth. And we believe that if we can bring together the community, Belize earns two distinctions. One, prestigious for being the fourth country in the world where you can live happy, the happiest country in the world, the fourth happiest country in the world to live. And the other distinction is not that prestigious, where we're the third murderers in the world. And one of them we have to lose, and it's the latter. And everyone you talk to that visit our shores or who have grown up in Belize can't imagine how we have gone to where we are as a violent society. Everyone that you talk to that visit Belize would tell you that Belizeans are so loving, they're so warm and so forth. And we believe that with this campaign, B.L.A.C.K, Be Loving and Cease Killing, that's the acronym, that's what the acronym means, we can try and turn the tide around and reduce the violence significantly. So what we plan to do with this campaign is to initiate this campaign with a march through designated areas of Belize City, where we'll be passing through some of the gang areas. It will start at Yabra Green, and then we'll go through Yabra to Central American Boulevard, then we'll make a left into Cemetery Road, where we will stop and do a minute of silence and stand still for those who are fallen to violence in the city. And then we'll continue on to Western Avenue, up Mahogany Street, right into Mopan, and then we'll go left into Vernon, right into Lakeview, left into Cemetery Road, and then we'll go right into George Street, left into Berkeley, left into Jump Street, right into Dean, left into Albert, over the Swing Bridge, right into North Front Street, through Pink Sally, left into we'll go straight through Bark Road, then we'll go left into Victoria Street, back to North Front Street and over the Swing Bridge. And this is for us to pass through some of the major gang turfs, and if we don't pass through them, we'll be passing near them. And we want the community on that day to dress in black and white. On the police side, we'll be preparing T-shirts with the acronym B.L.A.C.K and the meaning on the back, or on the front, and the acronym on the back with our logo. And we are going to encourage all organizations to do the same thing. And if you can't get the T-shirt, and if you can't have your employees participate in the march on that day, we are encouraging organizations and groups to wear black and white on that day. And this will be followed up by a music wars, where we have spoken to several young persons already from different groups, and we'll have them do competition with music. The best anti-violence and gang music for whether it be the week or the month, and we'll win a prize. We'll win the prize, sorry. And if that prize value and I'm just throwing out this figure. We're not saying it's going to be this figure. If that price is $10,000 for that period, then we would afford the winning party the necessary material that they need in whatever venture they need it, but it will not be cash.
Okay.
Now, when you use an acronym like BLACK, was there some concern that there would be a backlash because some people are uncomfortable with that designation, that particularly black young men, that you're targeting black young men in particular?
Well, black has its obvious connotation, but this is not just toward black men, because the violence have not only confined itself to black youth. We have violence with all culture, with all races throughout this city and this country. So black is just natural for what it says: be loving and cease killing.
So
and
it's more of like being in sympathy or mourning, because we also use black for funerals and whatnot. Now, walking through what we call the gang communities, or the hotspots that we have seen, not many people even attempt to go in these areas unless they live in the community. Is it also, you think, to be able to have people see that there are persons who live, families who live in these areas who are not necessarily involved in criminal activity?
Well, there'll be a lot of experience through this march, and we're hoping to get the young men from these areas participate in this march itself. There are sustained campaigns that are going on as we speak to encourage them to be a part of this, so that the stakeholders can be a part of this and grasp the message that we're trying to get across to the community, and that is simply to be loving and cease the killing. And as you rightly said, the community will get an opportunity to see some of these areas that some members of the community have never been through, would never venture through if they're not with police or if they don't feel secure enough to go through.
What has been the outreach from the police in terms of getting buy-in from businesses and other community groupings?
Well, this week we'll be going door to door to the different communities and explaining to them the whole idea of what the Black March is all about. I met with several business men from Precinct 4 area on a different matter, and we explained to them about the Black campaign, and they embraced it, and they made recommendation and suggestion as well, and expressed their willingness to participate in the march. So we want the entire city to be participatory in this march, whether if they're not in the march itself, they're in support by wearing black and white on that day.
Mm-hmm. What are you hoping will be the result of the Black March?
It's not just the march. The march is just the beginning of the campaign. Like I said, we'll be doing a sustained campaign to try and bring that loving back to the community. And through the music wars that we'll be launching and other initiatives where Commander Operations will be looking at different communities, the best well-kept community, sports between different community zones and so forth, that we can bring back that communal spirit that we enjoyed post-80s in Belize.
And we know this is obviously ongoing for the community policing unit, right?
Yes, it is.
So how does it tie in together?
Well, the Police and the Community Week is a thing that we never stop doing, trying to bridge the gap with the police and the community. We want the community to know that the police are not their enemies. We ought to work together to make Belize a more happier, a more loving, a more caring, and a safer place for everyone.
So just give us the nuts and bolts of the dates and how people can still reach out to you.
The march will be on the 27th of March. It will commence at 7:30 a.m. We're encouraging participants to come out well before 7:30, like 6:30. And they can contact the Belize Police Department through myself, Ms. Hortense, or anybody, and sign up to be a part of this march. And like I said, we'll be coming to the major corporations and companies and schools. Hopefully we can dialogue with the Minister of Education and the B.A.C.K, the Belize Association of Principals and so forth, for them to participate in this march. And we have signs, recommended signs of cease hating, no guns, not in my city. This is a part of the Not in My City campaign as well. You know, so this is the Commissioner of Police has already alluded to us that this year he wants to make this year a larger community policing effort across the country. So that is what we're pushing.
All right.
All right. Well, we want to thank you both for joining us this morning, and of course we'll, as time draws nearer for the actual march, do a check-in to see how things are going and what the support has been like.
Right.
Hopefully it catches a fire and people latch on to it as well.
Well, I hope you all catch fire too and be a part of it.
And even if you can't make it out to the march, you wear black and white
on that day.
Right?
All right. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you too.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, it'll be to talk with the Counselor of the Embassy of Japan on grassroots human security project between Belize and Japan. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.